Good morning, folks. Rodney here on this chilly April 13th, 2024. Hope everybody is doing well. And quite the morning. Well, the sunrise wasn't as pretty as I thought it was. Some good color, definitely some good color, but we didn't get to see the sun, and that's okay. So, anyhow, we've got FPZs in the house. We've got Tropic USA. Good morning, Tony. So glad you could join us today. We got Mela DeFow. Good morning, Mela. Dennis Lovelady, all the way from China. Good morning. Good afternoon, Dennis. Mr. Skyfly. Novice Quads. Lawrence. Good morning, brother. Alex Escardo. Good morning. Jerry Bauer. Good morning. Glad you all can join us. Let me bring in Hot Rod from Daytona. Mr. I chopped my fingers off. Oh, they're looking better than they did Saturday. I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they're looking better for sure.
Well, good deal. So, anyway,
you need more drone stuff on your workbench back here.
You think? I come home to that. Then I got to clean it off. Right. Work. Who wants to work? Want to go fly? Of course, it's cloudy and it's supposed to start raining today, so I probably won't be able to fly today anyway.
I took yesterday off from work to go fly, and it wound up being too windy. Where'd you get that one from? DJI?
Yeah, I got it yesterday. I bought it off of Amazon.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I bought the Avata 2, and it was supposed to come yesterday as well. But for some reason, it didn't get shipped. They say it's out. It's shipped, and it's supposed to be here today by 10 o'clock. But here lately, I have not really had very good luck with Amazon. So we'll see. Miko Ghost, Dean, good morning. Jerry Bauer, good morning. Rod, I pulled the plug this morning. Uh-oh. Let's see. Nah, I guess that's anyway. So, what about you? You gonna think you might get the Avata 2?
I don't know. We'll see. You know, with the FPV drones, and the fact I really don't like Cinewhoops.
Yeah, you kind of changed your mind on that, because I know when you got the original Avata, you were loving it.
Yeah, but you know, and I still like it. But you know, once I even got the FPV Cinewhoops, I guess it just made it that much more annoying when flying around in the wind. You know, I kind of got used to the Avata flying like this in the wind. So, and then once you get the true open prop FPVs, and you don't have that problem in the wind anymore, it's a lot more annoying with the Cinewhoops flying that way.
Yeah, I imagine it would be. I mean, my first love is still going to be my FPV, my standard FPV 5-inch and 3.5-inch drones. I mean, I'm still going to enjoy them, but the Avata 2 looked really interesting, and I guess I talked myself into buying one. But now that remains to be seen, because if Amazon can't get it delivered today, I may just cancel it altogether.
Yeah, no, it's obviously a great drone. I'll tell you the same thing that I told everybody about the first one. Keep it 5 feet and under, fly around things, and you'll have lots of fun.
Yeah, well, you can have fun with any drone, really. I mean, when you get
but those are way better when you're low and around things.
Yeah.
If you go high and there's nothing around, more like a camera drone, it's not that great of a drone.
Oh, thank you, Dennis.
I watched Mad Tech yesterday. He literally tore his apart.
Who?
Mad Tech from the UK.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he literally did a teardown on his Avata too. There kind of is no air unit, by the way, in the Avata too. It's really more of a mini 4, just in that format. It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, I got you.
It's almost a singular board for the flight controller with everything on it, and then the ESC board is pretty much it. And the other part of it is apparently the way the ducts are this time. If you break the ducts, yeah, you're probably going to be sending the drone in. It's all so tightly integrated that there's repairability is not very repairable.
Well, I don't intend to be flying it so hard as I do my normal FPVs, because I mean, I mean, as shocked as I was that as inexpensive as I think it was, you know, I mean, $11.99 was not what I was expecting. I was expecting more like $13.99 for the Fly More package, but it was actually not bad. Peter Carroll, good day. Have you sent any links? Yeah, you should have had one in your email, Peter. Let me check to make sure I did in fact send it. Holy moly.
So you might want Dobo's rib riders this time, I guess is what I'm saying. If you wanted them the last time, you really want it this time. Because it's according to Maztec, it's not very repairable. So you definitely gonna want to put whatever extra protection on there to, depending on how you fly it, right?
Oh, there he goes. Okay. We got Lance Cadena. I got Lance Cadena in the green room, but I don't. All I see is a blank screen. So.
I fly the living daylights out of the Avata, right? I'm utterly kind of fearless with that thing. I've whacked trees at 30 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Same thing I keep trying to teach TJ with his. I always kept yelling at him, and it's like, TJ, you know, fly that thing like your hair's on fire. Just have at it.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Waypoint, New England. Let's see. Let's bring Lance in. Let's bring Scott in. Let's bring Peter in. Oh. Good morning, boys.
Morning, everyone.
Good evening, Peter.
Good evening.
Good morning.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Peter. Hey, Hot Rod. How are you doing, Rodney?
Morning.
Hi, Peter. Good morning, Lance.
Morning, Scott.
Hot Rod. Good morning, Rodney.
Good morning, Lance. Hot Rod and Rodney. Yep, got them all.
Scotty needs a new cell tower by his property.
He does it that. Chris Hope, good morning. So how's everybody doing?
Doing good, thanks. Doing very well.
Doing great.
I need to go visit Scotty.
Do you know how to do cell tower work?
No, I just want to come over there and fly.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. That's better.
Yeah. Forget the cell tower. I just want to fly.
Well, we got plenty of space, plenty of room to do it. And I'm cold. How cold is it there, Rodney?
It was about 55 degrees, which usually isn't that cold for me. But this morning, with the wind blowing, it seemed to be a little bit colder than it was. Or
it's colder here than it is there. It's 47 here.
Wow,
that's wild. It's 56 here in Daytona.
It's 11 degrees here in real degrees in Celsius.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, real degrees.
We got Buckeye Drones in the house. We got RC Aviation.
You better watch it,
guys.
Drones.
What'd you say, Scott?
I said you better watch that Buckeye Drones. I learned a lot at the South Florida Drone Meetup this week. He's quiet. It's like what Barkley said, 107. He says he's the one that, after you got a murder in your neighborhood that you got to watch out for.
Yeah, he snuck up on you a couple of times.
The swimming pool, Barkley, did you know that he put that in the back of our truck while we were doing the live?
No, I mean, I knew that after it happened, but yeah. I
so
mean,
Barkley's another one you have to watch.
I didn't know it then. Ronnie, God bless America. Good morning, brother. Leaving early in the morning. 5 a.m. Wake up. 5 p.m. to you, Rodney Bell. I gotta run. See y'all. Hey. All right, Dennis. You have a good one, man. Be safe.
Bye, Dennis.
Safe travels. Love you, man.
That was a real pleasure to get to meet Ronnie and his wife. I mean,
It sure was. And Kevin Tolley, I was so happy to meet him. To just make it short and simple, I was happy to meet everybody, man. There, John Flynn Media, we got to meet him. We got to meet Alex Escardo. At least I did. I mean, and Jim from Canada, and Paul Foster, and Jim Beauchart from Canada,
Yeah.
and his son Jordy.
Yeah,
and Lauren Denor,
and Lonnie.
and Lonnie. Yeah,
We had 6 Canadians there.
Okay.
and we had who was it? Steve Gardner from England,
And Terry Haas.
and Terry Haas. And Terry Haas, I believe, is from Spain, right?
Spain. Yeah.
Okay.
Just had a bunch of storks fly over.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, about 6 of them. That's pretty cool.
cool. So Lance, how you doing, man?
I am good. I'm in the last stretch of work before summer, so looking forward to that. My daughter comes home from college in a month, so that'll be nice. But yeah, good. How about you guys? How about you, Rodney? How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm just chilling out, trying to recover from the South Florida drone meetup, man. I tell you what, I have been tired all week long.
Well, I'm kind of like you. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on the Avata 2 faster than I thought. I was going to wait a couple weeks, but boy,
That was my question.
Well, I got a confession to make. I mean, every time it's been brought up to me, hey, are you going to buy the Avata? When the Avata came out, are you going to buy the Avata? And I'm like, no, I don't need another DJI drone. I've already got 2 that I barely fly, and or 3 actually, because I got the Spark as well. And then when the Mini 4 come out, are you gonna buy a Mini 4 Pro? And I'm like, nah, I don't know. And then on the drive down from Orlando to Stewart, Florida, it suddenly came on me. I wanted a Mini 4 Pro. And I was talking to Brad Alston on the phone at the time, and I said, man, this may turn out to be a really expensive trip. and I was almost to the point to Google where the nearest Best Buy was on the road.
Wow.
I managed to talk myself out of it. So, and I got over it, and then I come back, and then I started doing it, and then I started seeing all these videos about the Avata 2, and I'm like, yeah, well, here it is. I lied. I did get another DJI drone.
There's 3 Avata 2s in my local Best Buy. They've resupplied them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm hoping that the reason why the Avata 2 that I bought didn't get here yesterday is because they had run out of stock. But supposedly, according to Amazon this morning, it's on its way, and it's supposed to be here by 10.
It's probably the weather more than anything.
But we'll see. Well, see, when I bought it, it was supposed to be 1-day delivery. So I bought it Thursday evening or Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, but that was during those storms.
And, well, we didn't have any storms up here. So, And then, but this came, this got here yesterday, and I bought it on Thursday. This is the controller 3 for the Avata.
Mhm. The one thing I will say of the videos that I watched, Bardwell's was really interesting because Bardwell was one of the only guys that had that FPV controller. And so he was flying it around in manual mode, and it looked pretty decent in manual mode, a lot better than the original Avata. Flying around in manual mode, it looked like it was a lot smoother and a lot easier to control than the original.
Well, I got to see it live, and got a little bit of feedback from it. So, I'm not going to say how I got to see it live, but whatever.
Yeah.
And my understanding was it is closer to FPV. I mean, it's still. I mean, the carbon fiber one is what I'm talking about, but it is pretty nice. I mean, it has more speed. I think it had more battery life. Of course, it has all the safety features on it that, you know, if you're not a experienced flyer, that you can fly it, just like DJI has done for everybody, which has really made it nice because, it really has introduced a whole bunch of people into the FPV world now. And I can't explain it, man. To me, it's such a thrill to get to fly FPV. And Rodney knows because he's part of that group now. So,
Yeah.
man, Rodney has gotten quite a flyer, too. He's out there diving silos now. So.
Hey, I want to say good morning to Russell Glarham. Good morning. Who else come in here? Gina's Point, good morning. Flying Flynn Media, good morning, John. Good to see you. USA Drone Flyer, Captain Joe America. Got to meet him too.
Okay.
And Al, oh, no, I'm sorry. Joe couldn't make it. That's right. But I did get to meet Al. How do you say his last name? Searcy?
Cercheron, yeah.
Cercheron. I'm going to have to practice that one. So hopefully next year, Captain Joe will be able to be there.
He got his Avata.
Yeah, I saw his video. Johnny Drone Flyer, I think, got his too yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
I think it was at B-Mac from Texas, I think, got one too. I think he put a short out unboxing it just a while back.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Who's that?
B-Mac, Brian.
Oh, B-Mac. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw his too. So.
No,
it was great.
It's a good drone for what it is. It's a good intermediary that it is a nice stepping stone into the true FPV world. So,
well, I think my plan is to start using it for a little more cinematic type videos, not just the like I normally put when my FPV videos up there. It's just me flying around wildly and doing flips and stuff. But now I want to try and do a little bit more cinematic stuff, So,
anybody doing 107 stuff wants this drone. It's way better than the original for doing exactly what you want to do. If you're doing real estate shoots
The video looks nicer, doesn't it? Doesn't the video to you guys look so much nicer than the Avata one?
Can you fly it inside? Sure. Can you fly it inside?
Apparently better. Apparently you can do it better because it's got they added 2 sort of rear sensors that point down that apparently help it with altitude inside kind of thing. So.
Yeah, don't be hating because I can roll and flip the easy way. That was one of the things that impressed me about the Avata 2. They've built in where you can just use the joystick to do flips and rolls.
But only in normal mode.
But you can still put it in manual mode.
Oh, yeah. No, don't disagree. It's great.
And I'm going to put it in manual mode.
As a software guy, I said, I don't know why they didn't do that with the original. There was no reason that they couldn't have put something in there to do it with other than just them not wanting to do it. It was far capable of doing it with that motion controller.
Bit
Because
Real Productions, good morning.
they could have put a flick move into the motion controller and done it without a button. So
They must have copied off my little teller that can do flips and rolls off the controller. No problems.
Well, isn't the Tello kind of a DJI drone?
Yeah, DJI has got a little bit of input into it, I believe.
I hear those little $80 drones flip and roll all the time.
Yeah. A friend of mine bought me a little $20 toy drone that can do flips.
Yeah, that's right.
Just press a button.
Yep. That's all there is to it.
Press a button, it rolls. Let's see. Chris says, John, hello and take care. Hope everybody has a good Saturday. Have to run. John, you have a good day, brother. Thanks for popping in and saying howdy to us. Sure did. It sure was nice meeting you too, John. You have a good one, brother.
And sorry, Rodney, you didn't get to fly my domain because I had that little accident. But
well, that's understandable, and
the other guy that was there that had one, oh God, I can't remember his name. Terry. He was from down south somewhere, close down by Maddie.
Oh, I know.
His went down. It was like his second flight, and his went down and tore it apart.
But not in the water, right?
No, it didn't go down in the water, but it just basically fell out of the sky.
I remember a young guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him flying it too.
It desynced. Based on the description of what happened when it went down, it sounded identical to the problem that I was having with my Baby Hawk. I had the same problem with the Baby Hawk that every once in a while I'd be flying around and I'd be like in a turn, and then all of a sudden the thing would just start spinning straight into the ground. It didn't matter what I did with the controller. I had no control over it. What that problem turned out to be, ironically, and this is what I told Maddie when we were talking about what happened to his domain. The problem turned out to be that stupid little power connector for the battery connector. That connector wasn't quite right, so the power would fluctuate, and as soon as the power fluctuated and it desynced, the drone would just straight into the ground. And I think that's what happened to his domain. I think his power connector or something had a problem with it, is why it went down.
Mark Fisher, good morning. I had one of my Baby Hawks with desync, but it always desynced, and when it desynced, you could tell it would go like this. It would kind of lift up.
Mine would just tumble and roll into the ground. It just started going.
So I replaced the motor, and it did the same thing. So I ended up placing the flight controller, and that fixed it.
Yeah, mine wasn't the flight controller. Since we cut that connector off and just put a pigtail to run the connector to the back, so I could connect in the back. Zero issues. Absolutely zero issues.
How are you doing?
That connector. Healing.
How are you doing? Everything healed up and good?
It's not healed up yet. It's still going to be, especially two of the fingers. It's going to be a couple more weeks, but they're healing. So
is that drone related? Is it?
Oh yeah. I was trying to put my domain down, and I had the controller in my hand. Part of the reason I had the controller in my hand was it's not like there was a lot of room over there where all of us were kind of setting up with the FPV stuff with that picnic table over there. Yeah. So instead of leaving the remote sort of sitting on the table amongst all the other junk, I just kind of kept it in my hand, and I bent over to put the drone down.
Oh. Good morning, Paul Murray.
And it hit the arm switch in my hand.
Oh.
So, Hira, I'm glad you brought that up. I was a recipient of the DJI.
Good morning, Jim Stroning.
V2s. So now I have to enter the O3 world. Therefore, looking at drones to buy, and I was suggested to go get that domain. That's a GEP RC.
Oh my God, Scotty, that domain, and I told Rodney this, that domain is far and away my favorite drone, even over the Nazgul.
That's
Yeah.
a 3.5 inch.
But
It's
you
a-
got to watch it. It'll cut your fingers off.
Yeah, it will cut your fingers off. But I'm telling you that 3.5-inch 6S, that thing has so much stinking power, and it is
Is it a 6S?
it is 6S, and
Oh,
that
wow. Cool.
and that bastard is nimble as hell. I mean, you could turn that thing on less than a dime.
So,
That thing,
Rodney, what you're telling me is that thing will bite you.
Yes.
yeah, that one can bite you.
That's hot rod.
So
I
it
got a
has.
picture. I got me
Yeah.
a picture. So,
So that also, well, here's the other part, and here's part of what makes it so nimble. That thing has 2650 kV motors. That thing is.
it has GPS on it too, does it?
And that's only
Yes,
a
you
three
can
and a
get
half
it with
inch,
GPS.
right?
Yeah, it's a 3.5-inch.
3.5 inch, 6S,
6S,
2500 kV motors
2650 kVs.
or
Yeah.
2650 kV motors.
That's awesome,
That's a
man.
screaming fool right there.
I'll tell you this.
I got to get that.
Hey, Rodney, it can break the speed limit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So, does it have an oh crap button on it too because of the GPS?
Now, that is an interesting. That was something I wanted to show off at the South Florida, but then I had my accident with the GPS. Now, with Betaflight 4.4 and 4.5, you have the GPS rescue on it, and Hoffa and I tested it kind of the weekend before.
Who you did?
Ken and I were testing it on my two drones because I have it on the domain and I also have it on the NASCO because I had Maddie add it to my NASCO, and I paid to have so he could put one on his. So the answer to that question is you actually have an oh shit button with FPV by having the GPS on there, because if you do the GPS rescue, that thing will. And I watched Bardwell did it, and then Ken and I did it when we were testing it. That thing will literally, we intentionally put the drone upside down and hit the button, and that thing just stopped in midair, flipped, and hovered.
That just blows my mind.
It is as effective as the oh shit button on the DJI as the oh shit button on the DJI. It is as effective. And the return to home, if you take off with 12 satellites, that thing will land within about a foot of where you took off.
So all
Doing
you got
nothing. You don't have to do
get
anything.
you some carbon.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. So if you're a newbie, get it with a GPS, and you have return to home. Trust me, it works just like a DJI drone.
So Johnny says he just did it. That's interesting.
So it's RTH and oh shit all at the same time on the same button.
Wow.
Works great.
So do you have to set up the button? I mean, like in Betaflight or something like that? Okay.
You have to set up the GPS rescue and the failsafe and what happens when
Well, I think I might
when all of that occurs.
Does that come with the GPS already built onto it, or do you have to
You
add
can buy
it?
it. You can buy it either way.
You
I
buy
bought
it
it
either
with.
way?
I bought it with
Gotcha.
because I'd put it on the NASCO. And the other part of having the GPS is, especially on something like the 6S with all the power, it's fun just to see the speed.
Well, the tax man comes this week, so I guess we'll talk to him first.
But the best part, other than seeing the speed, is that GPS rescue, which is effectively return to home, is and the fact that it's oh shit, just hit the button. You know, if you're out of control, hit that button and let the drone self-level itself.
It won't stop it from smacking a tree though.
If you hit the button probably 10 feet from the tree, I would give it 50-50 odd.
That's not
That's usually that's not what's gonna happen, because normally you wouldn't hit it that early, but
right.
but if you're out of control, sort of headed down to the ground, it would probably keep you off the ground.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
hey, I got a question for Brad Alston. Hey, Brad, did you buy the ND filters for that Avata too? Just curious.
God, did you see how big those things are?
The ND
The ND
filter?
filters. They're like
The range,
they're super wide.
the range on that thing's supposed to be like 10 miles too, I think. Is that not right?
Yeah, some of the videos I watched, it still gets in trouble pretty quick if you get behind anything at all.
Right.
So, which is the same thing I've noticed with the over-the-air unit.
Here's my question. Now, there may be a need for it. I don't know, but who would need to fly 8 miles?
Well, the only time I can see it maybe when you're out there at the coast and you're flying, maybe I chased a sailboat was about 3 miles out, which I was like, holy cow.
Well, okay, I can see it for that, and I guess if you know that there's something and it's a ways from you and you want to get some video of it or some pictures, I guess I can see it that way, but I don't know.
10 miles to me is not about go 10 miles. What it means is I'm safer at 3 miles.
Yeah. Johnny says no, the range is not great.
Yeah, I'd heard the same thing. The range is, yeah.
Okay.
They advertise that it's supposed to have like 8 kilometers, I think is how they put it. 8 kilometers. But
That's about 5 miles, 8 kilometers.
The Mavic 3 Pro is supposed to have such a great range too, but I can tell you when I'm at the beach, at about a mile, that's about it because of all the interference of all the houses and everybody having cell phones with Wi-Fi turned on and all the houses with Wi-Fi turned on. That range is only good if you're out over the ocean with nobody around.
Ronnie says, I still get nervous when I lose sight of my drone. I used to.
Well, with a Mini 4, that's at about 300 feet. So,
well, I mean, Air 2, it's if I don't keep looking at it, which is hard to not do because you got to see where you're going by looking down at your screen. So, and speaking of, I'm getting ready to print a sunscreen for my Air 2, actually. Johnny,
what's up?
Hi, Johnny.
Man?
Oh, just drinking coffee.
How do you like that Avata 2?
I flew it yesterday afternoon for the first time. Yeah, it did good. I like it. I like the battery, the way it slips in. I think it's a lot better. And of course, here it is right here. But yeah, I heard you talking about range. You know, it was funny. I fly in my neighborhood right here. I just kind of zipped over behind the church and through the trees, and I got this signal, the weak signal, exactly the same spot I did with the Avata. So I'm not so sure about the range. Now I'm in a very,
I'm not going to say anything, but I did ask about that, and I know everybody else that was there was having range problems, or at least a little bit of interference. And this particular person said they didn't have any, and they were flying the same general area we were, and all over the place.
Yeah, I'm flying with this, and he was using the sticks. But I will say, if you think about the controller, the first Avata. Well, say go back to the RC controller. They didn't have antennas on. Then they made the RC2. It had antennas. Now they're back to a controller for the Avata 2 that doesn't have antennas. So they're back internal. I think DJI is kind of, going back and forth on that a little bit. So yeah, there they are right there.
And here's the FPV guy. I'm gonna want the sticks.
So I ordered both this and the Avata 2 on Thursday afternoon, and they were both supposed to be here yesterday, but for some reason, the Avata 2 didn't even ship yesterday.
Yeah, I ordered mine Thursday evening and got it yesterday, so it's crazy. Yeah, and I canceled my DJI order because
I'm so jealous of both you and Brad because of that.
And here's the other thing, and I've been trying to tell people this, and I don't know that it's been sinking in very well with a lot of people, is because of the FCC rules, the OcuSync is not any more dB. It's not any more power in that signal. They literally are at their legal limits for putting power in there. So other than sort of playing games with the size of the bandwidth and a little bit of the frequency, that's just about as much play as they have for trying to eke a little bit of range out of it. So don't be expecting that this thing is going to be so much better than the previous. Even the fact that 04 has multiple antennas, that's going to be completely dependent upon which way the freaking antenna is facing. It gives you a better chance that the antenna on the drone's going to be facing you, so you'll kind of get better reception from that perspective. But total range is still going to be iffy because it's still only got so much power.
Yeah, bro, I'm like Rodney. You don't need to really fly that too far away. I'll be honest with you. Yeah,
Especially not FPV. Camera drones, I kind of get. The FPV, you tend to be flying in fields and things kind of out in front of you and flying around objects and trees and things that are fairly close. That's what makes it fun.
and more
Taking
fish
an FPV
would be no. More fish would know you cannot fly my drone.
Yeah, what
You're not
Rick
going to let
said-
Mark fly your drone?
No, I've seen Mark fly before.
Well, I'm gonna follow suit with you then, because if you've seen him fly and I've seen him fly, then I mean, flying through boats. My gosh, I mean,
Man, was that awesome or something? That was cool as crap.
that was pretty cool. And the guy with the boat was sitting there with his camera, like,
yeah, filming it coming through.
Yeah, because I'm glad I seen it.
Rick,
Because
Rick actually set all that up for him.
Yeah, Rick was on the phone with the guy.
oh yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, but because if we wouldn't have seen that person, Scotty, Mark can Photoshop a lot of stuff, but I did see it.
Yeah, we hadn't seen the Maverick anymore. I think that was a setup.
Oh yeah, it was a setup. They practiced that. He had a string tied to his toe when he jumped in the water.
There you go.
And here's the other thing about the connection thing, right? Because Johnny was talking about the motion controller. Keep in mind what most people are referring to with the connection is the video connection, not the control connection between the motion controller and the drone kind of thing. So you may lose video, but still have control over the RC connection to the drone.
I like the little pointer though. You can do everything with this on the screen inside the goggles, so you don't have to sit there and do that. So that's pretty neat.
that's actually kind of neat.
Yeah, and it goes away. The little pointer goes away when you start the motors. So
Of course,
The other thing-
card's easier to access.
The other thing that I saw, and Sean Air Photography showed it, is if you pull the button on that thing, there's kind of a stop right at the beginning that
much.
Until you go past that, then it won't do anything. It's almost like a little safety kind of thing.
It's fun. I mean, I tell you, I think the big things that we asked for. I mean, and they couldn't have done any better with this. With the SD card. So that's for sure.
I got to tell you, all these people are telling you how great Rick is. I'm gonna tell you, he's not. Some people got something pretty nice, but I got a shithead of the year award.
No, I mean,
Me too. Me too.
I didn't get one, Scott. I'm just saying.
You didn't.
Well deserved too, Scott. Glad you
Yeah,
got that one.
and I still don't know why you asked for my keys, Jack, Scott.
Yeah.
Wow. And you trusted him?
Yeah, that's what I
Well,
thought.
I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe I'll find something in my truck one day. Maybe some real crap. I might not smell it till it starts smelling.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you start smelling something weird.
Yeah, boy. I tell you what.
It was fun.
Rick
What's even more fun is being accused by your friend, one of your good friends, that you did it. That's what's really.
I'm telling you, there was 3 people standing there, and I was sure of the 2 that might have done it, and the one I didn't expect that did it was the one that did it. So he was the silent one standing in the back.
Well, I think those are the guys you have to watch out for.
Right.
Hey guys, look, you don't have to spend money on a little protector like you did on the Avata because it's already got protection around the lens.
The other thing that's nice about this one, you have a spot to put your freaking ID on the side for your pilot ID.
Oh yeah.
There was no great spot. I saw somebody had it right there on the side up where you plug the battery in. because
I
that
will
whole
say
you got that whole flat space.
It does feel a little. It feels a little cheaper. I don't know. It just feels.
Chris, hope you have a good day, brother.
They said it was a lighter weight
Chris.
plastic.
Yeah, but it's quiet. I tell you what, you can fly around the neighborhood, and you might not get the cops called after you. That's for sure.
Anyway, Mad's Tech took his apart, Johnny, and he was saying that thing's not very repairable. So you definitely probably, if you go fly it hard or crash it hard, you probably want the rib rider things on this one, because there is no replace the duck guards. It's probably send it to DJI because it's all one piece.
Brad, we need the files for the bumper so I can print some.
Oh, you know what? I should have done that instead of buying them.
I looked on Thingiverse. They wasn't up there yet, but I mean, I'm sure somebody will have them before it's too long.
But effectively, that drone is just the guts of a Mini 4 inside that frame. Is pretty much what it is. There is no air unit like the 03 air unit kind of thing. It really is just a singular board with ESCs.
Plus, plus Rodney, I sold my old one to some lady from that works with you, blonde hair.
Yeah, your old Avata.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't tell me that.
Well,
I heard about that.
She just found out like a little bit ago.
Oh, all right. Now she's going to be getting into FPV.
But I am going to hang on to it. I told her I'm just going to hang on to I'm hanging on to the whole kit right now because I want to make sure that those goggles will work, so I can fly my carbon here,
Oh, yeah.
Not yet. It's not compatible yet.
Yeah, I know, but it will be.
But it should be. But it will be. Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty, look, there's the GPS. Look right there. All you do is hit the old crap button and it comes right back.
Hey, now you have an 03 in that, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. And then the new goggles with the Avata won't work with the 03?
Not yet.
Not yet. 30 days. If you watch Potato Jet, he basically asked, I guess, his rep or somebody, and they said, and I think it will, because here's the deal. If you think about Bardwell getting this, I mean, I hate to say this, and Bardwell could probably care less about the Avata too, but I think it was more DJI trying to get him to sell goggles in that than anything else,
Well,
the fact that thing has fan in the goggles is so much nicer.
Yeah. And you hear it the minute you start playing with it. I turned it on last night, was kind of looking back through the menu, and it'll kick on for sure,
Hey, Johnny, if you need to keep your goggles, I do have an extra pair of goggles too, that V2 that she can use.
Well, my son-in-law got his Integras right next door. I could use his because he's keeping it because he sold his. I sold it at the meetup. Tony Fives bought his Avata, so yeah. But I got 4 batteries, the case, the Motion 2, the goggles, and the Avata. I mean, my Avata's got a few little bumps and bruises, but it's great. It's still, it's great. And I still got a brand new Avata in the box also.
Randy ended up selling his, and boy, he had a heck of a deal. I
saw that.
Yeah.
I text Randy. I said, Randy, you must have bumped your head or something.
Yeah.
So
he got rid of the Potato and the Avata.
Yep. For a good price.
I may have done that.
So, Johnny, did you try going upside down and activating the rescue?
No. Oh, on this? With this?
Yeah.
No need to do that. I mean, there's no need to do that.
That was what Kid and I did, but I did it because I watched Bardwell do it on his.
Yeah,
it works great.
Drones. This drone costs $500.
It's fine. It works fine. It'll level it right back out, just like the DJI drone.
Yeah.
What you built that, right? I mean,
my son-in-law built this, for me. It's a Monroe 5 Dead Cat with the 03 with the Mini 100 the GPS.
Hey guys, I got something I want to share real quick. This is from Brad Alston.
Yeah, I just
you can go ahead and talk. As soon as I get ready, I'll let you know.
Click faster. We thought you had it, Rodney.
So
You're like, hey, I got something for you. Oh, wait, hang on.
cliffhanger.
cliffhanger. Exactly.
All right, here goes.
So, Johnny, do you think the camera is better on the Vada 2?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Just looking at my video, I didn't put anything up because I only went around the neighborhood, but yeah, I think it is. And is it drastically better? I don't know. I'm not really I don't think that's important for me, but I don't know. Yeah, Mark is asking. I don't know, Mark. It's hard to tell from this. It's not a whole lot bigger.
All right, so Brad said he created this for the South Florida drone meetup, I believe, and I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Fly high with my drone family. There you go.
Palm trees swaying in the breeze. We're heading down to Jensen Beach. Feeling the buzz in the air. Got my drone packed, ready to take off and soar. Gonna meet
It's AI?
my drone
He
family.
hired singers.
Gonna have a blast, I swear.
Pink.
We'll be catching those air shots, capturing the beauty from above. Flying high, feeling like we're in a dream. Surrounded by the ocean waves, zooming through the sky, chasing the perfect golden hour. South Florida drone meetup, memories we'll forever save. Ooh, we're flying high with our drone family.
Is that Taylor Swift?
Capturing moments, making memories.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Together we'll be in the blue sky,
Miley Cyrus.
Jensen Beach. Feeling so free. April 6th, it's gonna be epic. Just wait and see. Oh yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, very good. Is that Suno AI program? Is it? I
Yeah, I
take it
guess.
it is. Yeah. Oh,
The
that
only
seems
thing,
good.
the only thing is kind of strange. You got to tap this side to get the pass through, and you got to tap it on the other side to turn it off. But is that Rob? Would you know? I mean, you can't use that in manual. I mean, you can't take your hands off the sticks. So
Only for a second or two. I don't get it.
I mean, I don't
You
know
hit
if
no
it can be done. I don't know if pass two can be turned on with this. I didn't see anybody.
You can double
can.
click the wheel. Is my understanding. Turns it
The
on and
wheel
off.
here, this wheel.
Yeah, on the side. Yeah.
That makes sense, but I don't know. It's kind of gimmicky. That's really not a. I don't know.
That's the way it was explained to me too. It was gimmicky.
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay, but I don't know.
But the field of view is about as wide as your head.
Yeah.
As far as the field of view on it too, it's not so anybody is like even slightly not standing in front of you, you're gonna have to turn your head in order to see them because of the field of view. So
You can tap the right side hard twice to turn on the pass through on it. Yeah, right. But you gotta what if you're left-handed? You're flying with that one. You have to do this and bring the controller.
the answer is they probably could have made it $50 cheaper and left those out, and everybody would have been happier.
Well, you know what it is? I think it's the start to something good that might work good in the next version. That's what it is,
It's bad enough with distractions. I don't know. You need more distractions with your
I
car.
would agree with what little bit I know about FPV. That and having Rick Williamson around while you're flying, you got to be careful. So
Yeah, you see what Mark says.
Yeah.
He looked quite interesting with that. Those goggles on. He was doing editing while we were sitting there around him, and That
All
was
those
wild.
Apple goggles, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was funny watching him. He'd go,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just, I thought he was just having a fit myself. You know?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you could-
You got it.
Well,
You
you
got
could
it.
walk up to him and look at him, and you could see his eyeballs in the background. You
I
know?
thought he was having a, I thought he was doing sign language or something. I don't know.
Well,
You know,
he let me see one of the demos in there, and it was a dinosaur experience. And the dinosaur would come. It was like an Allosaurus, and it would come up and it would sniff at you. And if you held your hand out, it'd sniff your hand, and then it'd snap at it. I actually pulled my hand back.
Wait. He let you try it?
Yeah,
Well, when I asked him, he said no.
well, because he knows what you boys from Louisiana are like, man.
Oh, I tell
Because you wouldn't let him fly your drone.
I try to like more fish. I do.
and the other part of it is maybe it's not from when we're doing drones. Maybe they're gonna let you like stream Netflix to those goggles so you can watch
Yeah.
them inside the goggles, and then then it would make sense to flip it if somebody came into the room, kind of thing. But kind of not with a drone. I
did
don't
see
think
a
it's
live streaming something in here about live streaming
Mm.
in the menu.
Well, you know, hopefully that they'll upgrade it to where it'll work with the O3 because
They will. Yeah,
They
they will.
I was hoping that it would come already being able to work with the O3 because then that means I don't have to
Hey Johnny,
rewind my
try
goggles
the-
every time
try
I want
the-
to change drones.
try this. I asked a couple of questions. I really need somebody to go try it. So you know how to do the ride-alongs, right, with the goggles?
Right.
So set your integrators to broadcasting and see whether you can pick that broadcast up with the goggles 3. So it might not be compatible with the O3, but you might be able to do the ride-along.
Hey, Rod, you know
already.
what I did see yesterday? I noticed. You know how they it says 50 megabytes on your
Oh,
on your.
yeah.
This shows 60. So I don't know
Mhm.
what that.
It's 60 megahertz
Yeah.
on the channel. That thing's gonna stomp all over everybody. That's the word. That's not stomping on the guy flying next to you.
Hey guys, I don't know if you saw my
It's gonna
little
be a
video
problem.
yesterday. When you update the Air 3, and I noticed this yesterday, I put a little short video because I thought maybe I was having a senior moment. Okay, you know how the Air 3 on a controlled RC2 has center mode, normal mode, and sport mode? Well, now when you're in normal mode, it says P mode, which is position mode. They did away with normal, although the N is still on the controller. So I thought that was kind of strange that DJI went back to that because I think that was on like maybe the Phantoms and stuff said position mode.
You
So
never
check
know.
out-
Developers sometimes do changes just to make changes.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean on the controller it still says N for normal, so now it says P on the control, which I mean it could say Mickey Mouse, it really doesn't matter, but
Morning, Teach.
TJ.
So Lance,
Yes.
you said earlier that you're going to have to get your Avata too. Have you ordered it just now? No.
I haven't yet. If I were to order it, I would get it on the 19th. I was hoping it was going to be at Best Buy, but it isn't. So
Oh wow.
Fly to Florida. There's 3 in Daytona.
I ordered mine Thursday evening after lunch and got it yesterday morning. So that was and actually DJI called me on the phone and wanted to know why I canceled my order when I was filming my granddaughter throwing a javelin yesterday, and they said DJI, on that call ID, and the guy said, "Hey, why did you cancel?" So I told him, I said, "Well, I ordered it from Amazon." He said, "Okay, that's fine." So I don't know if it's the way I understood it was shipped, so it might, I might have 2 of them here, and then I'll have to send that one back, but.
Well, Johnny, I need your help then because I tried to order from DJI. I wanted to get the Mavic 3 Pro, and they canceled my order. So if you don't mind, could you help me out?
Yeah, what you need? You need
Go ahead and just order me one of those. So
yeah, put your credit card in the chat right here, and then I'll go ahead and order it for you.
no, I thought that we would use yours because mine didn't seem to work.
Oh yeah, you're welcome to use it. Yeah, I'll get that big 1%, and you get, but only negative you use mine, you're gonna get 10.5% sales tax charge. So.
All right, B-Rad, you have a good one, brother, and have a good weekend. We'll see, hopefully
Brad.
see you in the morning.
And Rodney, Amazon's out of those controllers.
They are?
Yep.
No, good, because then that means I got mine in time.
Yep.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, because Captain Joe said he can't get his till like the 18th or 20th or something from Best Buy. So,
Well,
probably you might be the only person who has the sticks that I know of besides
Best Buy says sold out, but they never had them. So
kind of crazy.
well, let's do a real quick unboxing here.
Why not? Yeah.
So, guys, I'm going to kind of. No, that's not what I wanted to do.
You want the full screen one?
Yeah, I guess. I was hoping to be able to keep you guys in here, but I guess that ain't going to work. Hang on.
I think we go to the side when you go to solo, so we're still in, I believe.
That'll do. No.
No. All right, I'll just go full screen for a moment, guys.
No worries.
You won't be able to see my reaction though.
Well, just hold your reaction until after I okay.
Rodney, where did you get that from? Best Buy?
Amazon.
Oh.
Like I said, I ordered the Avata 2 and this controller, both of them yesterday afternoon from Amazon.
Some guy's sitting around without
not yesterday, but Thursday afternoon. And this got here yesterday, and the Avata was supposed to be here yesterday, but for some reason they didn't ship it. But I got a notice this morning that it's on its way and that it should be here by 10.
Oh, good.
Tonight.
I think it'll arrive before you get that bag open, I think.
Yeah, no doubt, right? You know, I don't want to cut the bag in case I have to return this, but looks like I may have to just to get it open.
Yeah, looks a bit tricky.
Oh well, they'll get over it, I guess.
Yeah.
Amazon always does.
Oh yeah. Definitely child-proof, they say.
There you go. Done.
They saw me coming, that's for sure. All right, so here we go. Ta-da!
There we go.
No antennas.
Where's
No
the sticks?
antennas.
Where's the sticks?
Inside.
On
Inside,
the
right.
side. I got you.
Yeah, because there's one right there, and then
Okay.
the other one's over here.
They're longer. I know that. Looking at them.
Yeah, they definitely do look longer. So let's
Ronnie, do you thumb or pinch?
I pinch. I'm trying to hold it up where you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, there's that one.
At least they don't make them an optional extra.
Sure light.
I know everything feels really like, even this Motion 2 feels like so different than
I'm sure it uses the same thread, so if you got aftermarket sticks, they're gonna work.
Yeah.
I definitely hope they provided an extra pair, because getting them out of this storage, I almost dropped it twice.
Well, with the right, depends what case you get. Yeah, I never hardly take the sticks off.
Okay,
So,
so-
on the hard case.
So there it is with the sticks on it.
Now you got to take the little spring out, the sticks for the FPV.
I wonder if
look,
they made that any easier.
Fire it up and then go ahead and fly my drone with it.
All right, hang on. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I guess the transmission isn't that great after all.
Okay, now it turned on.
Doing a roll.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna do a flip now.
The other way.
Yep.
A forward flip.
I tell you what, we about some sick adults.
Can
Uh,
you say child?
child adults. Yeah, we're child adults.
So will we put up 28 Avada 2s at next year's meetup?
I tell you what, we
Probably.
might have them because I think everybody's done ordered one almost.
It sure seems like everybody has.
Peter, where's yours?
Haven't got one. Haven't got one as yet. No, I'm definitely not planning on it.
His is still at Amazon. It's waiting on him.
So there's an Allen wrench. Yeah, there's the paperwork. I guess the Allen wrench is to adjust the spring.
Yeah, you got to pull that rubber thing off the back there. Yeah.
Did you pull your spring, Johnny?
I don't have it. I don't have the.
Oh, that's right. I'm
I
sorry.
got the old controller. Yeah, I mean, I do. That's what I fly that carbon with, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they cost here in Australia. I haven't even looked at the price on them.
Actually,
Probably
the price
twice
is
as
pretty
much as
good,
they cost
wasn't
there.
it?
It was $199, Rodney. That thing.
That's
Yeah,
for the Flymore.
$199.
That was
Mine-
the Flymore, right?
Mine's for the sim.
Do what, Johnny?
No, I said it's $199.
For the Flymore kit, correct?
It's not
No,
part
no,
of the Flymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's not part of the Flymore. You got to order a separate, Scott.
Yeah. But I figured if I was going to go ahead and buy it, I might as well buy the controller too, because that's
Hey,
the way
Mark
I
Fisher.
want to fly it.
More Fisher says it's sold out on Amazon, so he might give you $50 more than you paid for it, Rodney. I'm just saying.
Say what?
$249, right? You'll ship it to Rhode Island.
Yeah, for $249 and plus shipping, I'll send it.
There you
You have
go.
to pay the shipping. I mean,
You don't have to wait on Amazon. Just use Rodney's on.
hey, Phantom Flight 101. Good morning, Herman. So I definitely had the privilege of flying with Harmon and Lawrence the other day, last Sunday, man. That was a blast.
Lloyd
Yeah,
was there
Johnny-
too, right?
Huh?
Lloyd was there also.
Oh, yeah, Lloyd was with us. Yeah, and Dan Sampson. And Tony Faz was there.
Tony.
And we had a lot of fun, especially once you get good at FPV, Johnny, you got to learn to dive buildings, man.
Yeah, I've done a little. Just went up high and dived. You know, of course, diving.
That was so.
Yeah, it looked like fun. I played a little of your video Wednesday night. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rodney.
I saw that. I saw your show after it posted on Wednesday morning while I was at work. I had it on while I was doing my paperwork. And
Rodney,
thanks for playing
my
that.
problem. Rodney, my problem is diving these one-story buildings doesn't work too well.
No, I got you. See, now up until last Sunday, the only thing I had to dive were the trees at the church, and it's like diving a two-story building. It's just not very fun.
Yeah.
But man, those silos, it was a blast, man. It was exhilarating. That's the word I wanted to hear. That when the first few times I did it, man, whoo, talk about a rush.
Yeah, it's like that video when you were asking me about it, Rodney, and I told you, remember I flew with Maddie down there at Lauderdale.
Yeah.
That was the first real flight with that domain. I wasn't actually going to dive with the domain. I was going to wait until I put the Nazgul up, and the hell with it. I took the domain up and started diving with the domain. So, and that building is probably 350 in height, give or take.
Wow.
That we were diving.
Yeah. those silos, I think Lawrence said they were probably about I don't know if Lawrence is still in the chats. I think he said they were like, I want to say 10 stories.
Yeah, probably
100 feet or 100 plus.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely 100 plus.
Yeah, I got a pine trees out here that's I don't know, they're about 110. I probably could dive them.
Well, hey, dive a pine tree.
Yeah, it's like around my house. There's a lot of like 90
60,
foot
80
tall
feet.
pine trees.
Yeah. You just can't get as close. It's not the same effect, looking at it down. That's the problem. You kind of might as well just dive, go up 150 feet and dive straight down. But the tallest building we got here is like 5 stories,
Mad Props Media. Good morning, Randy.
I'm going to go dive the Capitol.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Actually, they got geofencing, but I guess carbon, you don't have to worry about that. So,
No, that's true.
You really deserve that award if you dive that Capitol.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't have the guts, I can tell you.
I wonder what they ever did to that guy since he was from Canada.
Oh, the guy that drove the Washington Monument?
Yeah.
Probably revoked his passport and booted him back.
Probably booted him back to Canada.
Yeah. Or nothing. Who knows? It could be a little, and I don't know.
Well, hey, guys, excuse me for a minute. I'll be right back.
Scott, is it cold? I feel like I'm talking to a nun.
Man, I'm telling you, I can breathe out and see my breath.
Lance,
incredible to me.
tell him to take that thing off. It's 75 degrees.
Scotty, you look cold.
Lance,
The question is,
I don't know what cold is.
did Lance hit the buy button while we've been having this discussion?
I tell you what, the case that comes with it is really nice though. The case is actually pretty cool. So I mean, they actually, it actually came down in price when you think about it. Because
yeah, it did.
It's kind of weird because I think with the Flymore combo of the Avada and what else? The Care Refresh, it was like $1,636 or something like that. Where this was, I don't know, $11.99 plus 10% tax, whatever it is, $120. I didn't get the Care Refresh from Amazon, but I guess I need to. I went through it yesterday, so I guess it'll pop back up. I need to.
When you do the activation on the drone,
well, I did
ask you whether you want to buy it.
Skipped it because I was shorting, so I guess I can go back in the menu and because you got to
go back on DJI. I'd go back on the DJI site and do it there today.
Yeah,
I think you have 48 hours to activate it.
I think you can. I think you can go through the menu and it ask you again. It should pop up with again, but I don't know. I didn't see it. Yeah, the man bag, but then Brad, if you probably ordered it sticks, that sticks is not going to fit in that bag. That's going to be another. I mean, that's going to be why you might need a hard case if I don't think the sticks would fit in that bag. Matter of fact, it wouldn't fit in there. So
that was one of the things when I got the Mavic 3 Pro that is different for all my drones because I was always a hard case kind of guy, and I got a backpack for the Mavic 3 Pro. I much prefer that backpack over the hard shell cases.
Rod, where did you get your GEP RC? Who'd you order from?
Pyro drone.
Oh, did you? Went all the way out to California, did you?
Mm-hmm. They were the only ones that had it. And they had it with the GPS. Right now, the last time I looked, they had the domain, but without the GPS.
Scotty,
I
just
have the ELRS.
All your parts and send them here. And I never built one, but hell, I'll try to put something together for you. I mean, it might not fly, but
you're going to build it?
Yeah, I'll build it.
Now that's something right there.
That's true. You might have to flush the toilet to start the motors, but
of all of the drones, my God, that domain is unbelievably fun. Unbelievably fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy me one. I don't know. I'll see.
It is faster than the NAS. It's as fast, if not faster, than the Nazgul, and because it's smaller, you could hit smaller gaps.
Oh,
with
I
this
like
little
the
silly
smaller.
thing.
You know, I got my 5-inch, and that's there. I totally enjoy that. But the smaller you go, the smaller places you can fly.
But,
And
but I have the
but boy,
Baby Hawk, which is the 4S 3.5 inch, but that domain with the 6S 3.5. Oh, unreal.
Night Train and Joe Fodolito, good morning. Welcome to the chat. Didn't recognize you guys earlier. So, sorry to keep interrupting, guys, but I want to say hi to these guys as they come into the chat. So
I got to thank Joe Fodolito. I don't have it with me right now, but man, he presented me with
that was awesome.
hand painted my emblem basically, and man, that thing is awesome. It's like Rodney said. But that's going behind me eventually as soon as we get that office in there built. So
Okay.
What happened, Pete? Did I accidentally take you out?
No, I did. I went to open up a new browser window, but I accidentally closed the StreamYard one instead.
Oh,
I was just
Unlimited Vertigo, good morning.
I was just looking up the price of the Avata 2 here in Australia. Looks like they've got 2 kits here. I think one with 3 batteries, and which is about $1,900 here.
How much?
About 1,900. I think there's a cheaper one about
here.
Yeah, I think there's a cheaper one about 1,500 too. So not cheap.
So Rodney, in my learning since October, concerning I've bought how many drones I've FPV drones I've gotten, I would say if I was going to tell somebody new who was going to swap over, obviously start with an Avata like drone to sort of get yourself started. But when you sort of look for something to change over to, I think personally the best one to get that is controllable and will allow you to sort of learn and do everything is probably that Baby Hawk.
Yeah,
with the 4S, because it's not it doesn't have as much power as the 5 inches, and the 5 inches will obviously get out of control really fast because of the power that they have. But with that 3.5 inch 4S, it's got enough power to do everything you need to do without having so much power that it feels like you're out of control.
Answer that question right there, Rod. That's what I was fixing to comment on.
What's that?
Does the domain less than 250 grams?
No, it doesn't. But there is one that I've been. God, I really want the silly thing. Newbie Drones got one called the Stingray, Stinger Bee. So the Stinger Bee is a 3-inch sub 250, and that little bugger from the reviews I've seen, that thing's got some oomph to it too. And Drone Supremacy did a review on the Stinger Bee. So look at the Stinger Bee and see whether. Apparently, it will surprise you. It's got more oomph to it than you would think.
I think Mark Fisher is wanting to sell a Mini 4 Pro Fly More combo. Brand new.
Or if you want to go ultra super lightweight, they have one called the Savage Bee. Holy smokies. That thing's only like 85 grams, but it's basically a flying O3 air unit. It's like they took an O3 air unit, attached 4 motors to it. It's teeny tiny. But they put this neck kind of thing on the camera so that to get the props out of it. And apparently it's pretty zippy. Just don't crash it.
Is the are the motors T-mount motors with the little screws?
Yes.
Or, no,
not on the domain. The domain's the M5s. It's the full.
I can't stand T-mount motors or props. I think
sadly that's what the Baby Hawk is.
The domain would be suited
Got
for
breakfast, guys. That's what you can buy.
Oh, animal crackers.
Very good.
Yeah, that domain is just ungodly fun.
Mark, have a good day, brother. You take care.
Hi, Mark.
I can whip that thing around super duper way more comfortable than I am with the Nazgul, even like around my house, coming around things, because that thing will do a 90-degree turn like instant. I mean, you hit it, it's just like the Nazgul turns pretty quick, but it will still drift maybe just a little. That domain, it's
Rodney, I'm gonna bail out. I think my phone's about to die.
I'm crazy about this charging hub, only because if you take a hot battery and you go ahead and take it out your drone and throw it in here, it doesn't disperse the heat. I mean, this thing will kind of hold the heat a little bit, so you definitely got to let your battery cool down before you throw it in there.
Okay. What'd you say, Scott?
I need to bail out. I think my battery's about to die on my phone. So
All right, brother. Well, thanks for popping in, man, and good show this morning.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.
Okay,
You
bye,
too,
Scott.
brother.
Scott flew.
Hey,
and actually,
Dan.
Johnny, why would it be hot unless you were flying it in manual mode?
It gets a little warm. You take a 90-degree day and you're flying.
Well, okay.
Shove it in that little charger.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
No, most batteries do get warm after you've flown.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little, yeah.
I don't think he meant they were extremely hot, but
no, but on that Avata, it would lay out on that little charging thing, and it would the heat would disperse pretty easily.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. I don't know. Everybody liked that case for the minis, for the batteries. So
yeah,
that's why they kept the style, I guess.
Mudball Don, good morning. I fixed Jet. It's in the house.
My advice is buy one more battery. Always buy one more battery than whatever the charger holds. That way I can have one in the drone plus the charger being completely full.
I have thought I've done that a couple of times, Dan, but the way some of my batteries look after I crash.
Man, my son-in-law hit a brand new light pole, and what Dan is saying right there, he just clipped that battery, and that I don't know how it didn't catch fire. It all 6 cells was just like exploded almost, but it didn't hurt. But he hit it going, full speed.
You know your camera's off, right, Johnny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm eating a Pop-Tart. I don't want to be rude.
Oh, I see. Well, we appreciate that.
Yep.
No. But anyway, so yeah, I hope that thing comes today. It was supposed to come yesterday. It kind of upset me but we'll see.
See, you'll be one of the first ones to go manual mode with it since you have the controller.
Yeah, no lie.
I'm seriously considering it. Got to get the stupid thing first.
I'll tell you what, it's a lot of updating. I know that, to get everything to sync with the goggles and the Motion 3.
I have an answer to that, Johnny. And that is, don't do the over the air. Install the DJI Assistant on your PC and just plug it in and do the updates that way. And it goes pretty smooth.
I've never ever used Assistant. Never had to use it.
The Assistant works great. Utterly works great.
I mean, it doesn't take that long. I mean, you update you plug your phone into it, and just make sure your app's got to be updated. They, of course, they had an app update. So.
Barkley's in the house. Good morning, Barkley.
Barkley, you got a no drone flying sign by your house, Rodney?
I do.
Yeah, I think Barkley passed by your house.
Well, if he came up 95, he probably did put one out there somewhere. I have to go look now. I may have been breaking the law this morning.
Yeah. I also teased Barkley about putting the no water signs in the hotel. He probably did that.
That was funny because I was getting set up to do the sunrise on Saturday. And someone started reading that sign, and I'm like, what? Since when did they do that? And I walked over and I looked at the sign, and then down at the he had that little thing taped on there. It says, April Fools.
Yeah. Ray, when he first saw it, man, Al said he like to had a heart
Oh
attack.
yeah, it was funny. Ray's reaction.
I would have loved to see that. So that means Barkley had to gotten there pretty early before anybody to put those up without us.
He put it up Friday night, I'm sure.
He went up late that night, probably. Yeah.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
We actually went flying. Did we go flying there? No, we went Thursday night there actually.
So how long was Barkley and Jenna in there? Did they come in like on Thursday or something?
They came in Thursday night late.
Thursday night late?
Yeah. Yeah, Marcus just got home last night, like about 10 o'clock. He had to stay an extra day. They canceled his flight in Orlando. So
I heard that. Yeah.
He was the first one to get to Florida and the last one to leave, I think.
Well, that would probably be Ray, though, wouldn't it? Be the last one to leave?
Yeah.
When he goes back to New York?
It was a great time. I will say, man, it was really, it was, I say better than you thought, but it was good. It was equally as good. And, man, everybody, it was just fun meeting everybody. And I would say there was less flying at the event itself this year than almost any other year. I mean, there was a little early morning flights, with the sunrise. But after that, most people just talked and hung around,
Well, that first year, that first meetup, I had my P4, I had my Air 2. I had several cameras. I was going to walk around and interview people. And I ended up, that first drone meet, I don't think I even flew once.
Yeah. Well, it was about a 40-mile-an-hour wind there, so.
Yeah, it was windy.
I know Hot Rod had that. Hot Rod, you had the Mini 2 up that year? Oh, you had your Evo.
My Evo. I forget who had. Somebody threw a Mini up that day. It was interesting.
Bill Renane threw his up, I believe.
Yeah, my Evo didn't care. It didn't even know the wind was. It didn't even know the wind was there. It didn't
Evo
care.
weighs 60 pounds by itself,
Yeah, I'm gonna go get
without the battery, right?
Without the battery, yeah.
What'd you say, Lance?
I'm gonna grab some coffee. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's the opposite. I think the battery weighs more than the drone.
Nah, but it was a great meetup, and I tell you what, if you ever, I know a lot of people came in the last 4 years, so this should be the 5th anniversary coming up of it. So yeah, if you're all reluctant about going, hey, don't be, because it's even better than you thought,
Well, what amazed me with something that was just originally like something like 16 people. The first drone meetup, they had like 16 people, and then somebody said, "Hey, can I come?" And it just grew from there. And look at it now, man. So.
Yeah, I was watching Brand Ariel's live stream yesterday morning. Was here? He said he had a few issues getting there with airlines and all that sort of business.
Oh yeah,
from Canada.
Yeah, he missed his one flight and had to drive to Toronto.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and then caught a flight from there, and then I guess he was able to change his flights back to the same airline that got him there. So
yeah.
Man, it's a pretty day. Wow. Not a cloud.
And actually, Jody, I've probably had OcuSync 4 range since I had the Evo, because I was the guy that put the Alien Tech on the controller. And that Alien Tech outrageous OcuSync, hands down. It's not even close with the Alien Tech antenna mounted.
Well, hey, Nevada, I think they accomplished DJI. now if you look back, I mean, I hate to say this, including Rodney a couple of years ago, myself, when you got myself and Ron Brown talking about the FPV drone in the mornings, I mean, that's how far have we come, So,
oh yeah.
And I mean, that's, and I think it's, I don't care what you say. And I think Rodney would probably agree, he's a camera guy for years. And it's like, well, you want to see if you can do it. And it is very interesting. It's the closest thing, I guess, you can get to flying. So, and it is really, like Rodney says, it's exciting. It's exhilarating.
It is. And I'm relaxed. After I fly a few packs, I am so relaxed. And,
well, I think what people don't realize, like, the drones, Rod, you got some in this build, and Rodney, you got, if you fly this, if you want to just fly this, just like the Air 3 or the Mavic 3 Pro or anything, you don't have to do all the flips. You don't have to do all that. And you can't zoom with the camera. You can't do all the features, but you can have a lot of fun just flying this, around if you don't want to get crazy with it. So, but it is exciting to know that you can fly it and take off and land it. And so I think that's what makes FPV fun, even different levels. I think
the Avata is a good stepping stone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you may tear one up learning, because I took off about 200 times in the driveway and that's about all I was doing. But, hey,
Frank Rizzo, good morning. That's Jody.
Oh, yeah, Jody. My son-in-law kept telling me, you giving it too much, juice on the sticks. I said, I'm not. And I was, but it don't feel like it,
The one thing that has been really interesting in watching most of these videos, and part of it is because nobody actually had the FPV remote, was everybody talking about how good the motion controller was.
Right.
And if you remember at the beginning, I kept trying to tell everybody, fly the Avata with the motion controller, because Dobo and Billy and all of them were like, oh, you got to get the sticks and fly it with the sticks. And I literally have never, ever, ever flown my Avata with the sticks, ever.
Really?
It is way more fun to just fly it with that motion controller than trying to use sticks.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't, and I mean, I'm not not a great FPV flyer, but I feel I can do more with this, more control than I can with the sticks. That's just me. I mean, because wherever you hit that circle, the drone's going to go, but the X on the sticks is not as nearly as, don't feel as nearly as comfortable. But hey,
I'll take anybody on with the sticks in sports mode with me with the motion controller, and I can probably outfly you with the motion controller versus you having the sticks.
Got a bit of disagreement there in the chat.
Yeah, it's okay. There's no right. It's really one of those. There's no right answer, right? It's really whatever you get comfortable with.
To me, it's a matter of personal preference. Rod, I would probably take you up on your challenge. Give me a few days to get used to it, and I'll take you up, brother. I'll take you up on it.
It'd be fun. No, it'd be fun.
It would be fun, but I'm pretty sure that I could probably, after getting used to it and stuff, I could probably fly the Avata faster with the sticks than I could.
Oh, Barkley said, I don't know about Barkley now. He said second that.
Now, Johnny, look at that video I did for BMAC though. That thing was a foot off the ground, hair on fire, zipping around with the motion controller. So
motion control is the only reason why I'm buying it. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I will say this. My daughter, who I've been flying drones now since I think 2019, and she's never even took the interest in, since we're right here now, because I was always next door to them. She actually, she didn't take this. She took the motion too, and she flew the Avata in just a matter of seconds. So that's the thing that you can get in a hand that's never.
Again, it comes down to
it's personal. It's personal preference.
It's personal preference.
Hey, Rodney, go back to that previous comment.
Jerry says, he says the motion controller is the only reason why he's buying it. That's fine. I mean,
and I'll explain that with Jerry, because it was me and Ken that helped Jerry do it. But this is something that the community sometimes kind of forgets about, especially at this discussion of sticks versus motion controller. Jerry's got Parkinson's, so his hands shake a lot. So flying with the sticks is a hell of a lot harder than fly with the motion. The motion controller as an accessibility option to fly the drones for people who have issues. What about people that only have one hand?
Okay,
Because they're missing an arm or something. The motion controller is a great way to get those people up in the air and let them experience what we do.
Right there. I agree with that.
Yeah.
If you know, I mean, but for Rod, I'm just saying for guys like you and me and Joe,
that's just personal preference.
And night training and stuff, we're used to using the sticks. So
no, I agree.
But and in Jerry's case, you know, I mean, that motion controller would probably be perfect for him, and I'm with that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. In fact, I intend to use both.
Yeah,
but
and no, to be fair, it really is. It doesn't matter. Fly with whatever is great for you. Fly it that way. The beautiful part about the whole drone is you can fly it either way, right?
Yep.
You have the option, which you don't have with a lot of other things. So go do it.
Yeah. So and it's like Joe says, you know, like I've said too, to each their own. But you need sticks all day. So
well, they put this in there because first of all, if they didn't put this and you had the sticks, then you know who would order this. But the other way around, if you want the sticks, you got to order the sticks. So hey, they know what they're doing, you know.
But I'll give you another scenario, and I do it all of the time, where the motion controller is 100% better. And that is my Avata for the most part. I don't fly the Avata. If somebody comes up and is watching us fly FPV, I will let them fly the Avata with the motion controller. I'll pull the Avata out and literally put the motion controller in their hand. Won't put the goggles on them and sort of teach them how to use the motion controller to like move the Avata. In fact, Ken and I did this like a week and a half ago when we were flying. A guy walked up. And so we let him do it, and then we put him in the goggles with the motion controller. So for sort of a newbie that you're talking to, that you're trying to show off the hobby to, flying that thing with that motion controller is easy for those people.
A stick. Say that 3 times.
I remember when Rodney first started FPV, he could barely get off the ground. Now look at him. He's turning into a stick snob. Right on.
So anyways, as something to teach somebody new, or as Johnny said, right, the granddaughter, the first time you put the grandkids in it, it's a great device to use. So
yeah, Rodney, that make a good T-shirt. Sticks.
Jerry didn't just fly RC plates; he freaking flew RC jets. Holy crap! He was telling me how freaking fast those things go. I was man!
Back in 2010, when I first came back out here to Virginia, one of the guys I worked with said, "Hey, my RC club is going to be on the base. The commander of the base is giving us permission to fly on the base." So his RC club came over to the base, and they was using the base's runway.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this guy, he had a jet. And at this time, I was dumb because I didn't even know they had created gas turbine motors that small for RC planes. But he started that thing up, and man, I was, talk about impressed.
Yeah, talking to Jerry. Jerry flew those.
That runway is about a mile long, and he come down that runway screaming, man, broke 209 miles per hour. I was just screaming by. Like, wow. Flying Flynn Media, you're back. Good to have you back. The Avata and motion controller or stepping stones.
Hey, Rod, I'm just going to go through a little tight space with Avata too, and then, you know, I'll just say I went through it with the sticks. I mean, nobody would know, you know, so, hey.
Nobody knows. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, I know. Listen.
Part of the reason I started with the motion controller was partially because of how many in the community sort of poo-pooed that thing. And I, as a military guy, I'm thinking, you know, F-22s, F-16s, all the Airbuses are all fly-by-wire type systems, which basically means you're flying them with a stick, joystick kind of thing. And so I was like, why do these people not want to do this when some of the most advanced planes on the freaking planet are flown with a joystick? And so I was just like, okay, I'm going to force myself to learn how to fly that thing with that before I ever think about doing the sticks, just because everybody else was going, you don't want to do that kind of thing. And that's how I got into it. And the sticks are great. There's nothing wrong
Good
with
morning,
the sticks.
Copper State Ariel. Mike, I guess he's still in Florida too, because he mentioned he was getting ready to head to St. Augustine.
And TJ is doing more now that he has swapped over to the sticks for his Avata too as well. So
I think I'm getting another Avata too, because DJI, I think my refund and their shipping got crossed, so I'm gonna have to send a Avata 2 back coming from DJI. So,
oh, you want 2 of them in case you break one?
no. No, I feel like this one won't be all, learning the FPV with the Avata.
So DJI called you and asked you why you were canceling, but they shipped it to you anyway.
I mean, I'm trying to read this email, and it kind of says both things. It says I got a refund, pending case, but it also says that it was at the courier. So I don't really know if it's shipped or not.
Okay.
If I get it, I'll just send it back. So
yeah,
You go in and look at your order on DJI. It should have a tracking number. So if it has a tracking number, then it's shipped.
But what was funny, I think I must at one time was looking at the Air 3 battery, and I didn't realize that Air 3 battery was in my cart. So when I ordered about a 2, and that really made me just decide not to. I don't know why I would have needed another battery, but so anyway, it threw the price up $159. So that's why I canceled it too. So
Michael, Copper State Ariel says you can just send it to him.
Absolutely. Type your address and put your credit card number in there, just so in case I need it. Yeah. Send it to me, Johnny. I'll get it back. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
So now everybody's saying, send it to me, Johnny. Send it to me. Send it to me.
Yeah. Like, pick me. Oh, man. Fun times, man. I'll tell you what, what's funny about that? We did a show Thursday morning about the release of that Avata 2, and here it was. Hell, 2 hours later, Captain Joe had it in his hands, and a lot of people, went and got him. Is wild how far times have come. Like sometimes, when a new drone got introduced, you might have to wait 4 or 5 weeks to get the damn thing,
Yeah, I know, right? I think they got smart and started mass producing them before they released them.
Barkley said,
let everybody get stocked up and then released them.
Barkley, I was going to send it to you, but since you said don't send it to me, I won't. That's okay.
That was basically the case with my first drone, which was the Air 2, right? I was literally watching Ron and Marcus and them when I'd seen them before the Air 2 released, and they were talking about the Air 2 coming. So I ended up watching their thing, and I ordered it with them. I think it took like a little over 2 weeks before it finally showed up.
Yeah, well, I think they've done a better job. The last few releases, as far as the Air 3, I think you got it just a few days later. The Mini 4 Pro was pretty much the same. Yeah. Everything since really the Mavic 3, I would say that it's been pretty spot on.
They all do the same thing, like the phone manufacturers. They've made a couple of million of them and sent them out by the time they hit launch day.
So. You want to go flying after lunch, maybe around 3:00? I don't know what you got. Well, I know my son-in-law wants to go out somewhere in a big field out there because they might have soccer games or baseball games. That's the only thing.
Take him out to the tugboat. He said he'd take his old Avata and fly through the tugboat now that he has the new one.
No.
He said he would fly your new Avata 2 through the tugboat, Johnny.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'll fly. Well, I can't fly now because it's going to be mailers. So I don't want to. I'll fly Joe's extra one. Now I do still have a brand new Avata in a box. If anybody interested, brand new, never been activated. So
I don't know. I think you need to hire some kid to like take a canoe out there, cut those wires out of that tugboat, and freaking use that tugboat to fly. I mean, that looks like it'd be way too much fun flying through that.
Well, if you go slow through there, you can. I mean, there are some places that doesn't have some cables and stuff going through it, but I mean, the chance of not hitting something in there would probably be pretty slim.
That's why I pay the kid $50 and give him a pair of scissors and go, hey, go cut those wires out for me.
No, you ain't gonna cut these with scissors. There's cables, like big cables, you know.
Okay, give him a pair of lock cutters or whatever.
He needs like a torch. Traveling to the next eclipse. Oh, Barkley. So John Flynn, did John order the Avata 2?
That's an interesting question. I don't know.
John, did you order the Avata 2? No. Yeah, I can.
So if Barkley's traveling to the next eclipse, that means he's going to Alaska, because the next full one for the U.S. is in 2033 in Alaska.
It wouldn't surprise me because he's all over the place.
Continental U.S. is 2044, I think, or 45.
Oh Lord, that's 20 years from now.
For the continental U.S. For the folks that just had the full eclipse, the next time that they'll actually have a full eclipse in that same path is like 300 plus years from now.
Oh, John did order it to be here Monday. There you go.
Oh, all right.
Man, I tell you what, how many Avatas in our little group? I mean, I would say there's probably 50 people gonna order the Avata too. You know.
I was just kind of thinking next year at the 5th annual Florida Drum, there's gonna be nothing but Avatas twos.
And Rodney, it'll be a year old. We'll be bitching about how what's it need? You know, it needs this and it needs that. You know.
The one thing that I will encourage people to try and play with, and I've seen some of these videos because they didn't have the FPV controller, started playing around with some of the other stuff. The head tracking, especially you, Rodney, if you want to do the cinematic, the head tracking is really good.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It does have the head tracking.
Yeah, I know, Johnny. I get it. You know what my answer is, Johnny? If you do use it and do it enough, it becomes natural to do.
It's the weirdest thing. It's almost looking at that. I don't know.
Come on. It's like riding a roller coaster the first time. It's freaking weird there too until you do it 100 times and then it's not a problem.
Hey, Rod, here's the thing with me. When I'm flying FPV, I usually end up either looking this way or this way. So if I have that head tracking on, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble.
Hey,
It'll be going like this.
That's why Don said you snobbing us, because you're going like this, you know, and you're going like this.
Well, I was watching a video that Ken Dobo did yesterday or the day before, and he was flying it, and he had down in picture down in the corner, he had a picture of him flying, and he had a label there that says the Stevie Wonder syndrome. He's like.
And I'll tell you,
so you're not wrong, Rodney, but I will say this, because it crossed my mind when Marcus got his Avata, how was he flying his Avata? Head down the entire time, kind of thing, right? And it's like one of the things by turning the head tracking on, what it will teach you to do is get yourself sort of level in flying the drone around. But maybe to each their own.
You can fly the Air 3 and the Mini 4 Pro with this right now.
I've flown the Mavic 3 Pro with the goggles.
I have too.
Yeah, that's what that update's about for the Fly app.
But it's fun to fly those with the goggles. I'll just caution you one thing. It does not turn like an Avata. It still turns like a Air 3 or a Mini 3. It's still going to be a really shallow kind of turn. So it doesn't turn into an FPV drone.
I think it would give people a false security of flying that, and they eventually flying that nice camera drone into a tree or something. That's just my personal opinion.
I'll give you the example where I've used it, and it freaking is unreal to use and great to use. When I'm flying the surfers at the beach, or flying at the beach with the surfers, the head tracking and being able to whip that thing around and stay on target is is a godsend in that scenario. It may confuse the living daylights out of you, but as a tool in certain scenarios, it's freaking ungodly good. But you're not wrong. You have to have that scenario where you really need the head tracking. But for something like that, where you're filming fast targets, the head tracking's great.
I agree with you, Rod.
If you're not filming fast targets, I'm with you, Johnny. Why bother turning it on? Because you can just turn the drone fast enough with the sticks to stay on the target.
Yeah, hey, just take your time and learn all the features. I mean, even a little. I mean, I hadn't tried to flip things because I'll wait till I get the sticks, and I'd rather do it manually myself because that's no more than just, you might as well just buy a $99 Tello. You could do that with.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what I tried to teach or tell Marcus about doing orbits, because he couldn't do the orbits with the Avata. And it's like, the easy way to do orbits with the Avata is turn head tracking on. Just fly forward with the drone in a big circle and keep your head turned at the target, and it looks just like an orbit. You'll never know the difference.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call this one. I got to get some stuff going. And Lance, dude, you're going to have to let the rest of us talk sometime.
I know. And Rodney, hey, I'm working on your project, just so you know.
Thank you.
Taxes are this weekend. I wait until the last.
Well, there's no hurry on that. So
okay.
I'm going to have to get someone to take a picture of me with my goggles on. So,
okay.
I mean, I got 3 pictures from Herman, Phantom Flight 101 from the drone meetup, but I'm actually just holding them because I'm reviewing my first dive. And
give me 2 pictures, one with them on, one with them up here.
Okay.
On, okay.
Hey, Lance, all you got to do is send the IRS. I'll call the number, the 800 number, just tell them you don't want to participate, and they'll let you go about the taxes.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll withhold this year. Yeah.
Johnny, that's what I like about you, man. You're always looking out for the other guy.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, just tell them that Rodney Bell told you to do that. That's all.
So, Johnny, you can drop me a file into the prison that I'm in so I can break out.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. I'll fly this brand new Avata 2 in there.
Yeah.
With the motion too, and say I went through the jail cell, look like a little gap like this. All right, guys, y'all have a great day.
Okay.
Johnny, have a good one.
Bye, Johnny.
Lance, you have a
Go
good
fly,
one.
have fun.
I gotta
Right,
go
have
cut
a good
grass.
one, brother.
I've been having in Florida. I gotta go cut grass now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm enabling that, Johnny. Not really.
Yeah, I know. I know. Later, guys.
Later. So.
You could dust with the new Avata.
True.
All right, bye, everyone.
See you later, Rodney.
All right, Peter, Rod, you have a good one.
Bye, everyone in chat. Catch you later.
Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the show. I know this was an unusual show for Saturday Morning Coffee with Rodney and Friends, because we usually don't talk a whole lot of drones, but in the excitement of the Avata 2 coming out and stuff, we decided to talk about them. So, but anyway, don't forget tomorrow morning, the Sunday Sunrise Crew, starting with Drone Psyche in New York, coming to me here in Virginia, moving on down to Florida with Jackrabbit FPV, across the country to Texas with Chris Hope, possibly Fly Natural in between. And then, of course, after Chris Hope will be Johnny Drone Flyer with Drones and Coffee. Everybody have a great day. Don't forget to pray for our country. Don't forget to pray for our military people and pray for our first responders. Have a good day. Love y'all. Bye now.